Greetings, Benjamin J. from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, another problem encountered. The remote was working perfectly with the battery, forward and reverse on the E units with no problems at all. I have hooked it up to a full wave bridge rectifier and the remote no longer responds, or the controller no longer responds to the remote at all. So, obviously, this just is not going to work. I have no idea why. The rectifier is a full wave bridge rectifier. It's putting out good pulsating DC. Obviously, what this thing wants is pure DC. So there's no point in pursuing this at all, unless of course you want to run the layout on a battery. But as soon as I connected it to that full wave bridge rectifier, it blew it up, and it has absolutely no response now to the remote. As you see, right back to the original problem. No response at all. Nothing. So, in any case, it was worth the effort to do the test. Now, the battery, of course, runs perfectly, even with the E unit, cycling the E unit. However, as soon as I connected it to a full wave bridge rectifier, whack. So I'd have to use a really pure DC power supply if you're going to run the layout on AC. It's got to go through a really pure DC. And obviously this remote, or this controller, is really sensitive to voltage spikes. And since this is rippling DC rather than pure, that is very likely what caused the problem. So the diode installed solved the problem of the E unit. However, as soon as I connected it to a full wave bridge rectifier, same problem again. The controller has gone out. Now I've only got 2 of these left, so I'm not going to blow them all up in an attempt to get this to work. Obviously, it is not going to work. It's not going to work, period. And it's a practical application. It's just, unless you want to run it on a battery, you cannot run it on an AC power supply, even with a full wave bridge rectifier. As I said, this circuit is really sensitive to voltage spikes. And since this is putting out rippling DC rather than pure DC, it damaged the integrated circuit. So this is going to be the last experiment. I thought I had this problem solved. It was running the E units with no problem at all, so I figured I would move on to test the full wave bridge rectifier, and as soon as I connected it and applied power, whack. The controller stopped responding to the remote. Exactly the same problem as the spike coming from the E unit. So that's the problem. This thing is really sensitive. It will only run on DC. And since this is AC now going through a full wave bridge rectifier, it's basically pulsating DC. So, in any case, this is going to be the last video on this. It is not going to work. I've got 2 of them left. I'm not going to blow both of them up. There's no point in pursuing this at all. So, unless you want to run them on a pure DC transformer, there's no point in doing this. Unless, of course, you do want to run them on a battery. It runs perfectly on a battery. It will not run on a full wave bridge rectifier, which is really unfortunate. That was the goal of doing all this, of course, was be able to run this on a full wave bridge rectifier on a standard AC power supply. As you see, the voltage is going straight through the controller, but it will not respond to the remote at all. So this is definitely going to be the last video. Unfortunately, it simply doesn't work. It's much too sensitive to voltage spikes. And in this case, the full wave bridge rectifier, unless I added capacitors to it, is putting out pulsating DC. And this is much too sensitive to voltage spikes to use for this. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick follow-up video. It's rather disappointing. I thought I had all the problems solved. It was running perfectly on the battery. It was powering the E units with no problem at all. As soon as I applied power from a full wave bridge rectifier, the controller stopped responding to the remote. As I said, I have full control through the transformer, but no control at all through the remote. So this is definitely going to be the last video. Like I said, I've got 2 of these left. I'm not going to blow them up. It seems really pointless to destroy them. Obviously, this is not going to work. Not with this application in any case. So a quick video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.